Manchester United taking on LASK. Second leg of our Europa League last 16 tie. A lot of people are seeing this as a pretty pointless tie for Manchester United, with us being 5-0 up from the away leg, which the away leg seems fucking absolutely months ago. I can't even remember the date when we actually played that fucking game. But because of the lockdown, it has been, Jesus Christ, it's been so bloody long since we played that tie, and a lot has changed since then. The team has changed, the players that we're picking, the form has carried on somewhat and dropped off a little bit towards the end of the season, but healthy 5-0 lead. I don't know what sort of team we're going to put out, let alone what sort of team they're going to put out. I presume that their season is completely done and dusted. I think they've sacked their manager or something apparently since that game. Had a horrendous run, and then they picked up the last few games of the season or something. I think they went on a 6-game losing streak and then won 3 games or something like that since they sacked their manager. So maybe that's had something to do with it. But Jesus Christ, they completely capitulated in that second half in that game. The last few minutes letting in a couple of extra goals. At 3-0 down, they would have still gone into this game thinking, wouldn't have been a chance anyway, but letting in them like the last couple of goals just really put the game complete and utterly 100% to bed. And this gives Manchester United a good opportunity to play some youngsters and some sort of fringe players, to be honest, because we're not going to lose this game 6-0. Fucking come on, Jesus Christ. But if they put out some fringe players as well, because maybe they just aren't bothered as well, then it could be sort of 2 fringe sides, to be honest. But what sort of team will Manchester United go for in this fixture? Well, there's a lot of players that do need game time, because Manchester United have pretty much put out the same team for most games towards the end of the season after the lockdown. It was pretty much, you knew what the starting lineup was, and towards the end of the season, the last 3 or 4 games, Manchester United were looking pretty fatigued, to be honest with you. Players the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Greenwood were, I think, looking a bit tired, even though some of them players did drag Manchester United over the line in getting to the Champions League spot. Some of them could have had a little bit more of a break, but it wasn't to be, and we go again in this. But I would expect almost a second starting lineup for this game. We haven't heard Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference yet. That's not till about 1 o'clock tomorrow. So this is being recorded before that, so things could change. But the likes of Tuan Zabi and Phil Jones are out of this game, and Luke Shaw. So we won't have them as options for Manchester United, which, to be honest, Phil Jones and that being out may give some chances to some younger talent. And I think that he's going to go for Sergio Romero in net. The fullbacks, now with Luke Shaw out, I'm going to go for Ethan Laird playing on the right hand side of the back 4, and I'm going to go for Diogo Dalot playing on the left hand side of the 2 defenders. We've seen Ethan Laird play before for Manchester United in this competition, so I've got no doubt that he can do a decent job there in this particular game. And it would be nice to see him get another run out. There's a good chance that he could go out on loan next season. Fantastic prospect as a fullback, so it would be nice to see him get some game time in this one. Obviously, he's down the pecking order because we've got a few fullbacks in our Manchester United team, with Wan-Bissaka really keeping that spot as the right back. It's going to make it hard for Ethan Laird to get a game at Manchester United, but it would be nice to see him go out on loan next season to gain some experience and probably be alongside in the middle there at the centre of defence. You would expect it to be Eric Bailly, and then I personally would love to see Teden Menge next to him in the centre of defence. Now obviously Eric Bailly's had a lot of injury problems, but I want to see Lindelof and Maguire rested for this game, so that if Manchester United when we get through this, we can play our strongest team in the next round against Copenhagen or Istanbul, and them 2 are our best centre backs. It's pretty damn obvious because the others are always injured and whatnot. And it would be a great run out for Teden Menge. He's been performing very, very well in the under-18s, in the FA Youth Cup and whatnot, and I think he's a beast of a player and could definitely be a prospect for Manchester United for the future. He was on the substitutes bench against Astana back when Manchester United went there and lost 2-1 when we put a shit ton of youth players out. Dishan Bernard got in ahead of him, but it doesn't look like Dishan Bernard is going to feature in this game. He hasn't been training with the first team, so it does look like Teden Menge will probably be in the squad for this game, but I'm not too sure whether he's going to start. He may choose to start Bay and Lindelof or someone like that. But Teden Menge, I think if given the opportunity, will be fine in the central defence alongside Eric Bay. I really do. Now it's a bit more complicated moving forward for Manchester United. Who he's gonna pick? Is he gonna pick Garner? Is he gonna pick? I mean, who is he gonna pick for Manchester United? I mean, I would like to see him pick Garner in there. Give Garner a run out. You can give him a run out alongside Fred or McTominay. What matters for Manchester United here? Does it really matter? I mean, Manchester United aren't going to lose this game, so I would let Garner have a go. He's probably going to go out alone in the next few weeks, so give him a run out there, alongside obviously either Fred or McTominay. Then moving forward, I mean, it's going to be a bit interesting to see what he does going forward. But to be honest, I mean, he'll probably play. I mean, he could play the Lingard or Mata in that sort of attacking role, where sort of Bruno Fernandes has been playing. Obviously, Igalo will be in the number 9 position, and then it will be probably Chong and James on either side. I mean, if Chong can't get a game in this, then when is he ever going to get a game? To be honest, he's got to at least feature at some point in this game. So I'd go for Chong on one side, Dan James on the other side, Igalo up front, and probably Jesse Lingard in behind them in that sort of Bruno Fernandes role. Maybe one Mata and the likes of Prayer, and that will be on the substitutes bench for Manchester United. So, I mean, I reckon it will be sort of a similar team. He's not going to go for a team that he put out like against Astana, where we put pretty much a whole U team out, is he? I mean, that was taking it to a bit to the extreme. But you just can't imagine him doing that, because some of these players probably do need, the likes of Lingard, James, these players definitely need game time. Maybe Fred or McTominay, one of them two, Bay. Some of these players definitely need game time, because the games are going to come thick and fast. We've got the next game coming up on Monday, and if we get any injuries to the first 11 regulars, then some of these players may have to step in and be called upon. And personally, I want Manchester United to go out there and win this competition. I think we've got a good enough team. I think some of the teams left in it are shit, but some of them are okay. But really, this is Manchester United, and we should be going out there and smashing the shit out of some of these teams and putting this tournament away. I really do believe. If we don't, I'll be a bit disappointed. But I would have the likes of probably Rashford, Marshall and Greenwood, maybe some of them sitting on the bench, maybe Greenwood as well, so that maybe he can get up to 20. It would be nice to see him get up to 20 goals with 3 goals in this competition between now and the end of it. Isn't beyond him, so if he could be in the game at some point, maybe he can nick himself a goal. But I'll probably rest the likes of Pogba and Bruno Fernandes from this completely, because Bruno Fernandes did look a bit fucking knackered towards the end of the season, and he was playing a lot of football, and the season's going to start pretty damn sharpish after we finish this tournament. So, I mean, if we don't actually need to play these players, then what is the actual point in playing them all in this game? But the next game comes, as I say, on Monday after this game, so we will need to play a stronger team in that game. And who knows, if we're winning comfortably in that, we could always rotate and bring players off in that as well for the next game, because it's only going to be after this game. You'll have that game, then you'll have another game, and then the final. So it's not going to be much. There's not much left for Manchester United. I mean, this is the last 16, so there's not a lot left for Manchester United to go out there and just win this competition. Then we get a month off. So, and we're going to bolster our squad anyway. So let's just go out there, smash the shit out of this. I mean, as I say, these are pretty fucking dog shit, this team. So I'm going to go for Manchester United winning this. Don't think it'll be as comfortable as it was before, because there's going to be a lot of rotation here in the squad. But I'm going to go for Manchester United winning this game 3-0. I think we're still going to win it, and we're probably, even if we're doing shit in this game, he's probably going to bring some of these players from the sort of, you would consider the first starting 11 players, maybe the likes of Greenwood or Rashford. Some of them may still get a few minutes in the second half just to keep them ticking over, because come Monday it will be a bit of time before we played Leicester. So some of them you just want to keep them fresh, ticking over, just to give them a bit of regular game, a few minutes just to keep them fresh. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the game. I mean, do you think Manchester United should go all out to win this competition? Personally, I think we should. We're in it. It's a major European competition. It would be Solskjaer's first trophy as manager, and it could be a springboard to further success. Hit that share button if you're watching this on Facebook. If you're watching it on YouTube, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.